Cricket is a gentleman's game, while football is a hooligan's sport. A controversial statement? Perhaps, but it's a perspective. And perspectives are what we are here to explore today. The world of sports is as diverse as the people who play and watch them. Two of the most popular, cricket and football, often find themselves in the center of a heated debate. Cricket, with its precise rules and orderly conduct, is often dubbed a gentleman's game. On the other hand, football, with its passionate fans and sometimes unruly behavior, is often labeled as a hooligan sport. But is it fair to categorize these sports so narrowly? Or are we missing the broader picture? Perhaps the passion in football is just as important as the discipline in cricket. And maybe the excitement in cricket is just as vital as the strategy in football. So if you're already fired up, hold on to your seats because we're just getting started. Which sport wins in the popularity stakes? We're about to find out. When it comes to global popularity, football is undoubtedly the reigning champion. With its roots tracing back over 2,000 years, football has evolved into a sport that's loved by millions worldwide. In fact, it's estimated that more than half of the world's population consider themselves football fans. From the narrow streets of Rio de Janeiro to the expansive grasslands of Africa, and even in the icy tundra of Siberia, you're likely to find a group of kids kicking a ball around emulating their favorite football stars. But wait, let's not discount cricket just yet. While football may have a broader global reach, cricket holds its own, especially in countries like India, Pakistan, Australia, and the UK. It's a sport that's steeped in tradition and loved by millions. In India alone, cricket is not just a sport, it's a religion. The Indian Premier League, or IPL as it's better known, attracts viewership numbers that could rival that of some of the world's biggest football leagues. In countries like Australia and the UK, cricket is also a major part of the sporting culture. Summer weekends are often filled with the sound of leather on willow as countless cricket matches take place in parks and grounds across these nations. So it's clear that both football and cricket have their own dedicated fan bases. The popularity of a sport can depend on various factors, including cultural significance, historical importance, and of course personal preference. While football might be the most popular sport globally, cricket's influence and impact in certain parts of the world are undeniable. It's a sport that has brought nations together, created heroes, and provided countless hours of nail-biting entertainment. In conclusion, it's not really about which sport is better or more popular, it's about the passion, the excitement, and the love that fans have for these games. So football takes the crown in terms of global popularity, but cricket is not too far behind. Now let's dive into the skills required for both games. Cricket and football, though both are team sports, require a vastly different set of abilities. In cricket, precision, patience, and strategy are key. A bowler needs the ability to place the ball exactly where they want it, often aiming for a target no larger than a dinner plate. Batsmen, on the other hand, need a keen eye, quick reflexes, and a strategic mind to anticipate where the ball will be and where they should hit it. Fielding too requires agility, hand-eye coordination, and strategic positioning. Football, on the other hand, is a game of speed, agility, and endurance. Players need to be able to sprint, dodge, and weave, often for 90 minutes or more. They need to be able to control the ball with their feet, while simultaneously tracking the positions of their teammates and opponents. Goalkeepers in particular need lightning-fast reflexes and a good understanding of angles to anticipate and stop shots. But it's not just about physical skills. Both games require a high degree of tactical acumen. In cricket, captains and bowlers need to constantly adjust their strategies based on the batsman's style, the state of the pitch, and even the weather. In football, managers and players must adapt their tactics in real time, responding to the ebb and flow of the game, the strengths and weaknesses of their opposition, and a myriad of other factors. Each sport also requires a unique mindset. Cricketers often need the ability to stay focused and patient for extended periods, while footballers need to maintain high levels of intensity and concentration in a fast-paced and constantly changing game. So whether it's the controlled precision of a cricket bowler, the agility and endurance of a footballer, the strategic mind of a cricket captain, or the tactical nous of a football manager, both games demand a high level of skill and athleticism. Both games demand a high level of skill and athleticism, but the skills required are as different as chalk and cheese. Scene script. Next, we examine the global reach of both games. In this world of ours with more than 7 billion people, it's fascinating to see how two sports can be so prevalent and yet so differently dispersed. Football, or soccer as it's known in some corners of the globe, is truly a universal sport. It's played in nearly every country on Earth, from the bustling streets of Brazil to the frozen fields of Iceland. It's a game that transcends cultural barriers, unites people, and sparks passion in hearts worldwide. The accessibility of football is one of its biggest selling points. All you need is a ball and a patch of land, and you've got yourself a game. It's a sport that's as common in the slums of Africa as it is in the plush green fields of Europe. It's a sport that speaks a language understood by all, regardless of nationality, race, or social status. On the other hand, cricket, while not as universally played, has a concentrated following in Commonwealth countries. The sport carries a rich legacy in countries like India, Australia, South Africa, and the United Kingdom, where it's not just a game but a way of life. It may not be as globally widespread as football, but in these countries, cricket is deeply ingrained into the culture. It's a sport that requires more in terms of equipment and playing space, but the passion it ignites in its fans is no less intense. Cricket's appeal lies in its complexity, its strategic depth, and the sense of camaraderie it fosters. It's a sport that can last for days, creating a unique blend of suspense and excitement. And in countries where it is popular, it's not uncommon to see entire cities come to a standstill on match days. So while football may be the more globally recognized sport, cricket holds a special place in the hearts of millions in the countries where it's played. Each sport, in its own unique way, brings people together, creates communities, and inspires dreams. It's clear that football has a wider global reach, but cricket has a deep-rooted presence in the countries where it's played. So, what's the verdict, cricket or football? We've been on quite a journey examining these two titans of the sports world. We've delved into their popularity, the skills they require, and their global reach. Now let's tie it all together and see what we've got. Let's start with popularity. Cricket and football both have massive fan bases that span continents. Cricket, with its roots in the British Empire, has a stronghold in countries like India, Australia, and South Africa. On the other hand, football, with its more universal appeal, has touched every corner of the world. From Brazil to Germany, from Japan to Nigeria, you'll find people who live and breathe the beautiful game. Yet popularity alone doesn't define the greatness of a sport. It's also about the skills required. Cricket demands a unique blend of precision, agility, and strategic thinking. The bowler's art of spin, the batsman's perfect timing, the fielder's quick reflexes. Every aspect of the game requires a high level of skill and finesse. Football, too, is a game of extraordinary skill. The way players control the ball with their feet, the split-second decisions they make on the pitch, the spectacular goals they score, it's all a testament to their talent and dedication. In terms of global reach, football arguably has a wider footprint. It's played in more countries and followed by more people, but cricket is catching up. With the rise of T20 leagues and the inclusion of more nations in international cricket, the sport is expanding its reach and breaking new grounds. But here's the thing, both cricket and football have their own unique charm and appeal. Cricket, with its mix of intensity and leisure, appeals to those who appreciate strategy and patience. Football, with its fast pace and unpredictability, attracts those who love excitement and spontaneity. Cricket is a sport of breaks and pauses, where every ball is an event in itself. It's a game that unfolds slowly, revealing its drama over hours, even days. Football, meanwhile, is a continuous flow of action. It's a game where anything can happen in the blink of an eye. In cricket, the duel between the batsman and the bowler is a spectacle to behold. In football, the clash between the attacker and the defender is equally thrilling. So in the end, it's not about which game is better. It's about what you, as a fan, value more. Do you prefer the strategic depth and slow burn excitement of cricket? Or do you love the fast-paced action and raw emotion of football? So, whether it's the gentleman's game or the world's game, both cricket and football have their own place in the world of sports. The best game? That, my friends, is for you to decide.